Today's headlines. President Mahama of Ghana elevates Kumasi's airport to a 24-hour international status facility. Ellen Sirleaf Johnson of Liberia thanks the Kingdom of Morocco for their unflinching support in the face of the Ebola crisis. Human rights lawyer Femi Falana picks up the case for assaulted couple in Lagos, and Uhuru Kenyatta instructs cereal companies to buy maize from Kenyan farmers. Let's start your weekend right. Today on EO Reports. Hello guys and welcome to EO Reports. How has your week been? Even if it has been stressful, I assure you that we are here to be your weekend starter, Make sure that the weekend starts off on a cool, chilled, easygoing vibe. Just generally ease you into a good place for the weekend. Let's kick off today's show with a look at the news of the day, followed by Snapshot Africa. President John Mahama has increased the swagger of Kumasi, which is the second biggest city in Ghana, with his inauguration of the aeronautical ground lighting system at the Kumasi International Airport, making the airport a truly international one in all aspects. Also present at the event as co-launcher was the Asante Hene Otumfuo Osei Tutu II, one of Ghana's traditional rulers. The project, which cost the country about $4.9 million, is part of the major upgrade which has transformed the airport into an international one. The president made the first landing in the airport with the presidential jet from Nigeria, where he had attended the 46th ordinary session of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government. On landing, he launched the 24-hour operating facility at the 21-year-old airport, which used to operate 12 hours daily, amidst excited cheers from the crowd. In his speech, President John Mahama said his administration was determined to speed up the development of the country, and that in doing that, the aviation sector would receive all the necessary attention that would enable it thrive. He added that the Kumasi airport will improve national economic development and that Kumasi deserves the welcome development. A celebration happened afterwards with prominent musicians from the country thrilling the president and others present. With the current improved situation, the airport, which has become a lot more equipped for bigger aircraft, is expected to turn Ghana into an aviation hub in the sub-region. The venture has also created more work and trade opportunities and will allow for bigger ones for the growing populous city in the future. And Liberia's President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf has commended Morocco for the unflinching support her country has received from the kingdom, especially in the wake of the Ebola crisis. According to her, the North African country kept its airline open as others abandoned us and left. She made the touching statement during the presentation of letters of credence in a ceremony at her Foreign Ministry office with an ambassador of the nation, Ambassador Halim. In her speech, the Liberian president recounted the story of Morocco's assistance and moral support in promoting solidarity during the Ebola outbreak by allowing the national carrier of the country, Royal Air Maroc, to continue flights to and from Liberia, despite many multinational businesses and organizations living in fear of their staff contracting the virus. The president described this as true African solidarity. Ambassador Halim also relayed a message of solidarity from the King of Morocco and pledged to stand with Liberia in all endeavors, as well as in the crucial fight against the deadly Ebola virus. And in Lagos, Nigeria, a human rights lawyer, Femi Falana, has taken over the case of AJ Smith and his wife Grace, who were allegedly tortured by a policeman attached to the Ikoyi Police Division in Lagos. The lawyer told the press that he would be pressing charges on behalf of the couple and suing the police for the unfair abuse of the couple's fundamental human rights. He added that he hoped that at the end of the case, the police would write a public letter of apology to the battered couple for the injuries inflicted on them during the attack. And finally, in support of agriculture in his home country and to boost consumption of locally grown foods in Kenya, President Uhuru Kenyatta has given a directive to the National Cereals and Produce Board in Kenya to purchase maize from local farmers. During the Kenya Navy Golden Jubilee celebrations at the Mtongwe Naval Base in Mombasa, the president branched off slightly from the reason for the celebration to encourage millers to reduce the prices of maize flour in reciprocation of government's reduction of power tariffs. He's quoted as saying, "I have today directed the National Cereals and Produce Board to open its godowns and buy maize from farmers so as to avoid exploitation by middlemen." The head of state, who is also the commander-in-chief of the Kenya Defense Force, commended the Kenyan Navy for being proactive in protecting the country's maritime borders against external intrusion and threats by pirates, noting that the Kenyan Navy has been active in the fight against piracy and drug trafficking in the Indian Ocean, as well as in assisting communities during natural calamities and disasters during the El Nino floods. Dhows are a very essential part of Tanzanian culture as they are used by fishermen. Now also, tourists can use them to enjoy the wonder